This restaurant is a perfect New Orleans restaurant, I would say. It's like a very contemporary, like modern take on Mexican fare that is informed by like bounty of the Gulf of Mexico. Hot dogs, 2 costras together, please going with these. People have, I think, in this country like a preconceived idea of what Mexican food is or can be or should be, how it should look, how the restaurant should sound. By no means am I trying to say Tex-Mex equals bad. We have a saying in Spanish, lo que me nace, like what is born from me, you know? What is born from me is the idea of like a contemporary, modern, elegant, timeless restaurant. Okay, so we're gonna make the blackened flounder a la Veracruzana. This dish has been on the menu since we opened. We sell a bunch of these, like a bunch. We're gonna start with the Veracruz sauce base. Tomatoes, capers, onions. On the pan next to it, we have some oil getting hot for the blackening seasoning. There's dishes in this menu that are like very nostalgic to a lot of people from Louisiana. For example, the blackened flounder a la Veracruzana, they relate to it because they know the ingredients, they know the techniques, they know the seasoning. The Cajun seasoning has paprika, which is Spanish. This in itself has a lot of capers, olives, the chiles güeros, you know, olive oil. See that this one is probably about done. You can see how the edges are like getting like a little cooked here. That means that probably is good. And it's gonna go in the oven for like 4 minutes, 5. It's just so the fish like continues to cook on the sauce. So from here, we scrape the edges really nice. We have our sauce. You kinda wanna move your pepperoncinos and your olives and everything to the edges and just have like a nice little nest here for your fish. Olive oil, super nice olive oil, and a good amount of it. And lastly, lemon zest. That dish is sick. And we haven't been able to take it off the menu. It's not a super heavy lift on prep. We have a good product. We have a dish that sells. And that is our blackened flounder. Well, it's 10 a.m. right now, and we're kind of like doing deep into our prep day. We're getting back from the weekend. We're getting everything started.
These are Scamp grouper. We get them in as often as we can for our Pescado del Dia. These guys came out of the water on Monday. Right now I'm just filleting it like I would any fish. Taking my knife as close as I can to the spine and the rib bone. It's all for service tonight. Yeah, this one I'll probably break the whole thing down. Hopefully I get around like 12 to 14 portions. Cool thing with when we get these spear caught fish.
You can see where they shot it right here.
These guys, I believe they go 80 feet down and they have, 3 minutes to shoot them and then they got to start coming back up.
So our Pescado del Dia, Danny Levy, my CDC, he's like kind of like in charge of that entire program, not only because of he has the most experience with it, because of his time in Australia, but he also has the most passion for it, truly.
I got to spend 3 months at St. Peter in Sydney, where Josh Nyland wrote like all the books on like whole fish butchery, dry aging fish. It's definitely one of those things that takes a lot of time and effort, but it is 110% worth it. Now we're getting these fish ready to hang. We hang them, ideally we would have our own fridge for them, but space is limited and equipment is expensive. So I just hang them from our speed rack in the walk-in. The dry aging process allows you to get more like the nuances in them, brings out a lot more umami in the fish, and so it's really cool. Soon we have multiple kinds of fish to be able to eat them side by side. Dolly, you ready?
Yep, I'm ready, Chefy.
See if I'm strong enough. It's so heavy. All right, ready?
We've been all friends like for years now.
It's like a sibling relationship. We've all like met each other's entire families.
Oh yeah, they've gone to Mexico with me. They know they all have nicknames in my family because my family is a big nickname giver. Do you want to know Danny's? My dad calls him Linguini, like the guy from Ratatouille. Linguini!
Oh no.
That feels good? You feel
I'm
good?
stuck. Okay, we're good. Got it?
Got it, I got it. Yeah.
There we go. Dry aged fish.
I'm here with Gigi and Colin, who are working Acamaya tonight, and we talked earlier about a new ceviche that we're putting on the menu today. You know, there's things that sometimes you want to do and then you don't do because they're just like, in the words of Fergie, that's just like 2000 and late. Passion fruit ceviches are one of them. But you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna do it. For the plating, we're just gonna put your fish in the bottom with the sauce and everything. And we're gonna do this jicama matchsticks, about this much of shallots. As always, a little bit of the shiokoji, flake salt on top. And that's it. It's pretty easy. Yeah. Like that's why ceviches are my favorite. It's just like they're delicious and they're simple. You want to try it?
It's good. It's very bright.
It is very bright.
How does she do it?
We did it again! Also, the prep on this one is so easy. It's so easy. Vacation station, one more time. No, I'm just kidding. Breaking down hanger sticks for our carne asada set. Look, if I had it my way, we wouldn't have a carne asada on the menu, right? We just wouldn't. So the menu has to have a good balance of things that are like challenging to people and things that are comforting to people. If I'm gonna have a tartare dish that has a vinaigrette made of crickets, I'm also going to serve a beautifully seasoned steak that it's grilled, that it's served with tortillas, and a very nice salsa.
I take out that big sinewy line from the middle. I'll save those to the side over here, and I'll just kind of like shave off whatever salvageable meat I can. We go for about like 6.5 to 7 ounces. This guy's 10, so I'm not gonna get 2 portions out of it. Save these bits as well, and then just shave them thin, freeze them, cut them, and then we have tartare.
This is a fun set of tartare. You know, it's not your usual suspects of like cornichons and like Dijon mustard.
There's a good bit of trim because we're just taking out all this sinew in the middle, but it allows us to take all the usable scraps off of that, give it a light little freeze, hand cut it, and then put a tartare on the menu.
This is Ronnie. Hi. He's the director of Masa production because like no one does it like him. He cooks every single tortilla that is served in this restaurant. These are all gonna be tortillas, and then later he's gonna make chochoyotes, and he's also gonna make sopes. Take him a couple hours to just make all the masa, which is mainly his focus. Right now he's adding some water because like during the grinding process, when you save it, when you put it in the cryovac machines to like preserve some of that like moisture, they inevitably dry out. We're just making sure that like the consistency of the masa is the same throughout. So this is just ensuring that they're gonna be the same. The telltale sign of like a good quality tortilla is the puff. It means you got a good seal on your tortilla and it's not broken anywhere. Because if it was broken anywhere, the steam would just escape through that hole and it would never puff up. Puff, boom, pa abajo, and that's done. And then from there, we put them in this rack to cool down a little bit.
This is a crab salad that I'm prepping. It goes on top of the sopes that Ronnie makes. Once we have all the crab meat in, we go in with these little chiltepin peppers from Sinaloa. We try to not have any whole ones in there because nobody wants to eat a whole chiltepin. So when we do it, we just kind of take a little pinch in between your hands with gloves on and just kind of go back and forth until they're all ground. And then we'll go in with all the diced veg, and then just time to mix it up and taste it some more.
Ronnie is gonna make sopes. We can all make sopes. No one can make them like this. In Nicaragua, there's like something similar, a similar shape that is called hojaldra, and they bake them. So 2 things, that the base is good and that the masa is not too dry or too wet, because if it's too dry, it'll crack, and if it's too wet, it'll like just like collapse within itself. So, échatelo. This is crazy. Like, this is insane. Many of my chefy friends also have like Mexican Chabela and other Mexican restaurants and everything, and they're always like, how the do you make these sopes? And I was like, I don't make them. I was like, this guy. Then during service, we'll fry one. We fill it with the crab salad. We put avocado on it, some flake salt, and you just kind of like eat it like I don't know, like French people have all of vent. We have sopes. It's about to be 3 p.m. and we're all starting to like really get busy. Everybody's here, as you can see. Right now, we're all getting ready for service. We're all like setting up our stations. Last little bit of prep, last little bits of knife work, herb picking, and like all that stuff that we can't really do any earlier is happening right now, along with making sure all of our backups and in our low boys, all of our stations. Like, this is power hour. We have 1.5 hours till pre-chef. So, and by the time we sit down, everything, and I mean everything, needs to be either done, completed, finished, decided. Let's go over menu stuff real quick. Yes, we have sopes. We are running our special with shishito peppers.
They're from Cicada Calling Farm. They're beautiful. They're selling great. It's simple, delicious. Acamaya.
Okay, guys, let's have good service, okay? Thank you. If you don't say it back, you don't have a good service. Thank you. We make about 250 of these. These chochoyotes are gonna get picked up on saute on the hot side of the menu. Yeah, so we got like all of our scallion whites, like butter, some salt, all that butter. We're gonna cut it with like some white wine, roasted poblano peppers, fair amount of Lafitte crab, back on the stove, and our poblano base. Roasted poblanos, fennel, spinach, cilantro, serranos, some chicken stock. And we're just making sure that everything is cooked through, the crab is fully cooked, and then we're gonna plate. So for the garnish, we're gonna do lots of serranos. These are all the scallion greens. Nasturtium spinach powder. And last but not least, some nasturtium petals. No, 1 shishito, 1 carne, octo, 2 costras together, please, going with beans.
The steak set is just, we do a salsa borracho, just mostly tomatoes, onions, serranos, and then we char those and then blend it and reduce it with Modelo Negros. And then it's just a beautifully grilled steak, salt, Maggi seasoning.
Service, please. Octopus sweet potato, bar 3. So our pescado del día, we serve it in a sauce of achilatole. It's like a sauce of tomato, onion, garlic, chiles. We usually use guajillos and chihuahuas. which is a big chile that is dark and black and it's like the shape of a bell. And it is the chile that is like traditional from Mole Negro. Beautiful. Service, please.
Tartares are really cool. It ends up being about 1.5 ounces on the plate. We mix the meat with a vinaigrette made from chapulines, guajillo chilies, lime juice, and a little bit of shio koji. And then we spread that flat onto the tlayuda. Gets topped with some scallion whites, a little bit of avocado puree, whole chapulines, and then some borage blossoms to really give it like an oyster cucumbery flavor as well.
New Orleans is a seafood city. It would be really silly of me to not like make the full use of the most gorgeous, amazing card that I've been dealt, that is having a restaurant in the Gulf Coast. Ideally, what I would like any guest to come into this restaurant to walk away with was a newfound sense of empathy, the realization that Mexico is a neighboring country and we have way more things in common and like that we have differences. I would like for them to know that they supported a place that is responsible with its culture, with its employees, with its benefits, that we're responsible with our sourcing. I want people to know that they're spending the money in a place that cares a whole lot about pretty much everything.